Standing in the central square of Governador Valadares is the statue of a Brazilian migrant with a backpack. He represents the American dream that has spread across this small town in the north of Minas Gerais state. Here, references to the United States are everywhere. In dozens of travel agencies and currency exchange offices in the town center, on the walls, but also on everyone's mind.
Estados Unidos, eu tenho meu sobrinho. Tem parente lá? Tenho tio. Tio.
Você, senhor, também?
Eu tenho, mas é primo.
Aqui, olha aqui.
Ah, sim.
Eu admiro muito a América, entendeu? Pela amizade que eu tenho, as pessoas que foram lá e ficaram bem aqui.
Vou tentar o visto, se eu conseguir, eu vou lá ficar uns 5 meses lá trabalhar e depois voltar de novo.
Few of them have their papers in order. Of the 250,000 inhabitants, more than a fifth would like to live in the United States, according to the local council. In just a few years, Governador Valadares has become the hub of Brazilian illegal immigration. Last December, this ride-up driver tried to rejoin his wife and daughter who were already there. He was on the first flight of people deported by Donald Trump's new government.
I was taken prisoner. It's called the Kai. We surrendered as soon as we crossed the border so that the immigration authorities would release us while we were waiting for our trial. This is the third time I've been deported from the U.S. With the new Trump administration, it's difficult. But if I get another opportunity, I'll try again. I'm Brazilian. I never give up. This house belongs to a friend of mine. He left illegally. But now he's got his papers in order.
Marco is reassured by stories of compatriots who've returned to boast about their success in the U.S. In these wealthy neighborhoods, opulent houses and luxury apartment blocks are springing up everywhere. According to the state government, over $2 million are injected into the local property market every day.
The town is nicknamed Valadares because of the amount of dollars that Brazilians who live here invest.
The American dream is so deeply rooted here because its origins can be found in the history of this mineral-rich region. In the 1940s, an American company was sent here to transport minerals. These researchers specializing in migration delved into the town's archives to understand the phenomenon.
To carry out these major projects, the company sent engineers here from the United States. This is Geraldina, Mr. Simpson, and their 2 children. This family decided to stay here, and the 2 of them taught English. This is their school's insignia. And so the first exchanges began.
At first, just a privileged few with passports and visas migrated. But from the 1980s, the United States was looking for labor and started attracting the working classes.
Time went by, and for those who didn't have the financial means to obtain a work or tourist visa, networks of intermediaries emerged, who then smuggled people across the border.
The networks of human traffickers between Governador Valadares and the U.S. are increasingly powerful. João used their services.
I've barely been in this flat a week.
He was deported just 3 weeks ago and is now living in this flat lent to him by his family. He has to start from scratch, having lost most of his savings.
I didn't even have running water. I had to call the council to get them to connect me to the water. This is where I sleep. My room, my things.
A small backpack to endure miles of walking in the forest.
This is at the Guatemalan border.
He took several flights.
We landed here, and we crossed here. I hid in the trees, but there were lots of motion sensors. The police caught me.
He was at the end of his tether when Donald Trump took office. His mother, a cleaner in Florida, helped him pay his smugglers to reach her, but to no avail.
I knew these smugglers because they had already taken my mother and other members of my family, so we more or less trusted them. We paid $9,000 in advance and the other $3,000 once I'd crossed the border. It's very common here. They're on every street corner.
A few months ago, a major migrant smuggling ring was busted during a police operation here. With the American border being strengthened, the local authorities hope that the attempts will diminish. But in the meantime, to cope with the arrival of almost 100 deportees a week in the region, the mayor has inaugurated a special reception center for them. It's a delicate situation for this fervent Trump supporter.
There was a huge demand, but there were no reception services for returning Brazilians. And when the current president of the United States was inaugurated, his anti-immigration rhetoric in the media was overblown. But so far, there are no statistics to show that there's been an increase in concrete cases of deportation. I think it's continuing as before.
Here, social workers provide psychological support, housing allowances and job offers. This is a crucial first step for João, who'd like to be able to resume his studies so that he can help his family when they return from the United States.